All right. Hello and welcome everyone to the AI Research Roundup. I'm your host Alex, and today we are diving into some fascinating AI research. We'll be looking at a paper titled Multimodal Chain-of-Thought Reasoning: A Comprehensive Survey, which was published March 16th, 2025. So, this paper tackles multimodal chain of thought, or MCoT reasoning. That's basically extending the step-by-step reasoning we see in language models to handle multiple types of data, like images, video, and audio together. This work is actually the first systematic survey of the MCoT field, offering a deep dive into its concepts, methods, and future challenges. Okay, so to help researchers navigate this growing field, the authors actually put together a fantastic resource. What you're seeing here is a snapshot of their GitHub repository. They've essentially created an awesome list for multimodal chain of thought, gathering all the papers, datasets, and benchmarks they cover in the survey. So it's a really useful hub if you're working in MCoT or just want to explore the key resources. Definitely worth checking out. Okay, so to give you a better overview of the MCoT landscape covered in the survey, the authors created this taxonomy. This figure basically organizes the entire field. You can see it breaks down MCoT reasoning into four main aspects. First, modality, which covers the different data types like image, video, audio, and so on. Then there's methodology, looking at how the reasoning is actually done, things like rationale construction, and structural reasoning. Next is application, showing where MCoT is being used, like in robotics or healthcare. And finally, benchmark, which lists the datasets and ways to evaluate these systems. It's a really neat summary of the research landscape. Okay, so building on that taxonomy we just saw, this figure digs a little deeper into the methodology aspect. It shows different ways the thinking process, or the chain of thought, can actually be structured. You can see basic text-only chain of thought on the top left, and then how multimodal chain of thought incorporates multimodal data, like images or audio, into the input-output or even the reasoning steps themselves. Below that, it shows more advanced structures like trees and graphs, which allow for things like exploring different reasoning paths, backtracking, and combining information in more complex ways. These structures can be used for both text and multimodal reasoning. Alright, so building on those structures and the taxonomy we saw earlier, this figure gives us some concrete examples of multimodal chain of thought in action. You can see how it applies across different data types, like audio QA, visual question answering, image grounding, 3D synthesis, video QA, and even math reasoning based on an image. For each one, it shows the input, the step-by-step rationale generated, and the final answer, really illustrating how MCoT works across these diverse tasks. Okay, so building on those examples we just looked at, this figure highlights a really interesting distinction in how the rationale is formed. On the left, you see the kind of text-only thought process we've mostly seen so far, where the steps are just text. But look at the right side. Here, the rationale itself becomes multimodal. See those M steps mixed in with the text T steps? That means the model isn't just thinking in text, it's actually incorporating multimodal information like images or visual pointers directly into its reasoning steps before reaching the final output. It's a deeper level of multimodal integration. So, as we've seen, moving beyond just text rationales to incorporating multimodal steps directly, that's a pretty significant leap. This survey really highlights how crucial multimodal chain of thought is becoming, not just for getting the right answer, but for understanding how the model gets there, especially with complex data. It's pushing AI towards more human-like reasoning and interpretability. Well, that's all the time we have for today's AI Research Roundup. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Alex,